I was out with the most beautiful girl the other night, like gorgeous. And she's not intimidating. And she's smiley and blah, blah, blah. And literally, no guys approached us. Like, none.
Like, when I have a kid, when I'm older, a daughter, I want her to be approached. Like, one day, when she's old enough, I also want my future son to approach.
Women want men to come back. This is pretty interesting. So the same women who said, guys, we don't want you, guys, we don't need you, are now furious that men listened and walked away. Today we have a video from Soraya. Her channel will be linked in the description of the video, so you can go check her out and support her. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand why is it that women that said they didn't want men are now demanding that men come back, and how that's going to affect everything going forward. Don't forget to follow us over on Rumble. Our Rumble will be linked in the description of the video. And don't let these people tell you that you will own nothing and be happy. Go and check out Angry's Crypto Academy to learn how to buy, sell, trade crypto, make massive profit, protect your assets, and you can learn how to do that by checking out the academy. Link description of the video. Like the video, turn on notifications, and hit the subscribe button to help push us out into the YouTube algorithm. And now let's begin.
What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video and welcome back to another week, everybody. I hope you had an amazing start into your new week, and thank you so much for tuning in, taking the time out of your day watching today's video. Today I would like to talk about this young lady who went to a singles event that is called Crush Club in Houston. Maybe some of you guys know about this event. Got rejected by a dark-skinned, handsome man who decided that he rather wants to talk to a white woman. Now you may say, to each their own. Everybody can do whatever they want to do on this event. Everybody can talk to whoever they want to talk to on this event.
You know, it's very interesting. How many guys, doesn't matter how good looking you are never told by a woman that you are handsome. Do you see what Soraya actually did right here? She referred to this man as handsome. How many men go through life? It doesn't matter how much you live, how much weights you lift. It doesn't matter how much you take care of yourself. Most women will not even tell a Chad that he is handsome. Okay, he will have to figure it out for himself. Women typically do not compliment men, not directly. They don't tell, like, they might say something like, you know, that's a nice shirt, or maybe, you know, you're dressed really well today. But they are very, very restrictive when it comes to compliments, and it's not because they're afraid that it's going to be taken the wrong way. No, what they're conditioned to not validate men. Women are conditioned. They are conditioned, and they are very instinctual about it, where they will not validate a man. They will withhold validation because it's like they feel like, if I give him validation, then it's taking something away from me. He's supposed to be the one validating me. I'm not supposed to validate him. And it's a strange thing. I remember Soraya talking about this a number of years ago, like when she met her husband. You know, she made it very clear to him that she liked him, which is something that most women will not do today. They will not make it very clear that they like you. You have to basically figure it out for yourself. And if a man basically makes it clear that they like them back, that actually is a turnoff, because they don't want you to basically act like you like them. They kind of want you to act like you don't like them and you don't really need them, and somehow that makes them feel attracted to you. That is their psychology.
There are no boundaries, no nothing. But this young lady doesn't seem to be too happy about what happened on the event, and she has something to tell us. You ready to listen? I am. Let's roll the clip.
So I went to this singles event last night in Houston called Crush Club. And hopefully this doesn't get in the wrong eyeballs, but black men that talk to white women and kind of like push you away when you're trying to talk to them, it's kind of crazy. Like, I was talking to this gentleman last night at the event, and you know, I just stumbled upon him. He was at the bar and I was going towards the bar, and I started talking to him, and he was a nice statuesque black guy. Like, so he had a red sticker on, and I was like, okay, so he's in my age range or whatever. So I started talking to him, and he's with this Latino guy, and they're just, you know, chatting it up or whatever. And I was like, okay, finally I'm finding the people with the red tags on. How are you guys doing? Just, you know, mingling. I have no problem talking to anybody. So he says, I'm doing good. And he's like really chipper and really, like, you know, over the top, kind of just like not flamboyant, but like boisterous and, full of energy. Super chill, seemed like, or whatever. But he kept looking over me. He's taller than me, and he kept looking over me. And he was like doing these eyes at his Latino friend. I was like, okay, well, how long have you guys been here? And he ends up saying like, oh no, we just got here maybe like 30 minutes ago. And I was like, okay, I've been here for about an hour.
And here's the thing. So these women, they don't want men when they're in their prime, but now they want these same men when they're in their decline. So when they were in their 20s, they didn't want these men when they were building themselves up. They were out there dating men who were making a lot more money, some men who were in their 30s and men who were in their 40s, men who were in their 50s. So they were out there dating older men, running around with Chad and Tyrone, living this type of lifestyle. And now these same exact men who, when they were in their early 20s, didn't have money, didn't have knowledge. They had to build themselves up. Now these men are in their prime. These men have worked on themselves, worked on their minds, worked on their bodies, worked on their finances. And now that these men are in their prime and these women are in their on their decline, they believe that they're entitled to these men. It's such an insane downright thing. And here's the thing. These women are not going to come forward and not going to make it clear that, hey, I'm attracted to you or blah blah blah. No, it's basically, here I am, I exist, now you need to chase me. Like, WTF?
Um, have you already stopped by the bar? Or this is, you, he was like, no, I'm not actually going to the bar. I just like stand by the bar line because, people are moving and it's more accessible. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, cool. All right. Well, anyways, like, what's your name? And I see it on his name tag, but I always like to say, what's your name? I don't remember his name. Let's not even go there because irrelevant. But
Now you know damn well that this woman remembers that guy's name. She remembers it because how do I know? That laughter. The comment that remembering his name is actually irrelevant because she liked what she see, and I'm gonna have to give her some kudos because she actually went ahead and talked to the guy. A lot of women don't do that, especially when they go to these single events. They just sit there and they're probably just acting like they're just too good to be dealt with. But in her case, she actually made the first move and talked to the handsome guy. We're not going to see the man, but at least as she described it, he was good looking to her. But if you're a woman and you're out at a singles event for over an hour and still nobody has talked to you, maybe it would have been time for you to pack your bags and just leave the event. Because after an hour, to be honest with you, it's like going somewhere and you're realizing, okay, this is really not going into the right direction. It is time to pack it up and go. Like, don't even try it. Don't even waste your time. Don't waste anybody else's time, right? That's how I see it. But for her acting like this at the end of the video, I know for sure that she is hurt. And we're going to get into the other details right now.
irrelevant. But he keeps looking at this Latino guy like over and beyond me. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna hold you guys up. It was nice to meet you. I just like to mingle and say hello to everybody. 2 seconds later, this motherfucker is with this white girl. And I'm like, oh, my bad. I wasn't your type. Sorry for interrupting your swag for the white girls. No offense, but like,
Now, why does the man have to be a mother effer and this N word and just all of these things? Why is that necessary? Obviously, sweetheart, you are not his cup of tea, which is still nice of him that he was talking to you.
Here's something very interesting that she doesn't want to admit to herself. It has to be that he's simply into women of another ethnicity. It can't be that he just was not attracted to her. And if you had and the other woman, the woman who was Caucasian, simply was fit, feminine, and friendly, or came across as, came across as having more of those traits than she did. See, that's what women absolutely do. They will. This is the reason why we say women don't like each other, because immediately they go for the off. They choose the worst thing to go after, and to make up a reason to say that this happened because I'm basically being, this is basically a form of uh, you know, you know what I'm trying to say, that word. But yeah, they're basically trying to say that they're not being treated rightly. There's bias involved, when the reality is, if all things were said and equal, if you were, let's say you're, you know, she's white, you're black, but you know, you're put together the same age, you know, you're fit, both of you are fit, and so forth. For all you know, he would have chosen you. Okay. But you simply put, you believe that you're a 10. Okay. Let's say the other woman is 30 years old. You're 40 years old. Okay. She's slim. You're not slim. And she's fit and feminine. You're not fit and feminine. But because he's not looking at ethnicity, he's looking at, you know, traits and characteristics that he's attracted to. Suddenly, if he doesn't choose you, it has to be that he's biased. He's biased. You've got to be kidding me. Women don't want to face consequences for decisions that they've made. Again, guys, that's one of the reasons why you have to focus on yourself, focus on your bread, focus on getting your money. One of the best ways to do that is with crypto, because right now hard times are here. Okay, the ATMs are going to stop working, the banks are going to chain up the doors, and one of the best ways to protect yourself and your assets is with crypto, because that's something that's much more difficult for them to take away from you. You have your private keys, you have your wallet, your wallet on the blockchain, and you know, as if they can make your life difficult, but if they don't have your private keys, they cannot get your money. And when you have crypto, you will always have money. In a world pushing you to own nothing and be happy, crypto is your key to survival. Join Angry's Crypto Academy to master buying, selling, and trading crypto. Make huge profits and safeguard your wealth. Plus, discover the one crypto virtually no one is talking about, poised to create new millionaires in the upcoming bull run. The link is in the description of the video below. Go check it out now.
It just rejected you right from the beginning. He could have been like, you know what, I don't have time for you, just walk past you, not even notice you, not even look at you. But still, the man was kind enough to have a full-blown conversation with you. I mean, how many times do girls get approached by men and they just give them the hand? Talk to my big ass hand. Talk to my hand. I'm not gonna talk to you. You're gonna have to pay me if you want me to talk to you. You're gonna have to buy me, not only me a drink, you gotta buy my whole squad of friends a drink if you want me to talk to you. But this man, being a man, obviously was like, okay, going back and forth, but still wasn't good enough. And this is how women handle rejection. They hate to be rejected. Now, it doesn't matter if this guy wouldn't have rather talk to a white lady, could have been a Puerto Rican, could have been another black woman. If he wants to talk to somebody else, that's his God-given right. And I'm sure if she would have seen somebody else that would have been cuter than him, she would have went ahead and talked to that guy. I mean, there's really no reason to get online and call the man names. I feel as though it would have been so much more classier for her to get online, talk about the event, talk about what had happened without calling the man names.
For the white girls, no offense, but like, it's just so curious and like different. Like, I don't know. I go to a lot of black spaces. So when I go to these spaces, I know that then it's like other news. But when you're in these kind of spaces and like everybody's involved, it's kind of one of those things where you're just like, you're unsure, so you don't want to step on any toes.
Not fit, not feminine, not friendly, but believes that they're a 10 and believes that they're entitled, and plays the victim and says that they're not getting what they want because of external characteristics, because of the color of her skin, not because of her character, not because of the way that she carries herself, not because of her fitness, not because, you know, because when it comes to men, basically every man that, you know, sees a woman is supposed to view every woman as a 10. Obviously she's a 10, so if he can't, if he's not attracted to her, it's because he is biased. He's biased, and he's, you know, he's just clearly not into women with her skin tone. He's looking for a woman with another skin tone. Guys, it's just so wrong. And then you wonder why men just walk away. You wonder why men just give up. You wonder why men just go overseas. And you know what's funny? Here's the funniest thing. If she were to see the exact same man go overseas to a country, and I'll say a country, but a country in Africa, or let's say or Latin America. Let's say he went to Brazil and he got an Afro Latina from Brazil, a real baddie, okay, and brought her back to the US. She would look at that. Let's say this is a dark skinned Afro Latino with kinky hair. Let's make this clear. It would not be enough. She would say all kinds of nasty stuff. She would say that, oh, this is the type of woman that he's looking for, someone who cannot speak English. Even if this woman speaks perfect English, someone who cannot speak English, someone who's going to do exactly what he wants because, they don't really have money like that over there. Guys, she would become so disrespectful. And you would say, but wait a minute, you said that this man, he doesn't like women who look like you. Here he is with a woman who is much darker than you are. Okay, much darker than you are. You can see her traits, and you're saying that he's not allowed to date her. Why? I mean, you said he was biased before, so they're just going to keep on moving the goalpost. That's most of these individuals. It's something out of the Marxist playbook. Feminism is just another form of Marxism. It's basically just Marxism wrapped in a bow, and it's always moving the goalpost, moving the goalpost, moving the goalpost, and that's what modern women have subscribed to. So you can never really make them happy because the only things that will ever make them happy are more and something else. And it's a sad truth, but it's a truth that men have to wake up to and acknowledge in this ridiculous society that we now live in.
And throughout the night, I saw this guy, yeah, not looking, but, we're in a space where it's like, okay, if you already talk to somebody, that kind of like piques your eye when you're in that space still. So this man talked to at least 4 white girls only. And mind you, there were several beautiful black ladies there. And that's okay. That's your preference. Nobody is talking about the preference. Let's not go there. Let's not say, oh, why can black girls date white guys and white guys can't date white girls? I mean, black guys can't date white girls. We're not comparing. It's just how he was like basically looking through me like I was like invisible. Like, I get your preference, but you can also show me respect and like speak to me if I'm just talking to you. And you don't have to like look through me and like, be looking over to your friend like, fuck this chick, let's talk to her. Like, I don't know.
What's interesting? Women have made it very clear to men that we are not entitled to their attention. We're not entitled to anything from them. And we have to understand that. But on the contrary, when it comes to women, they are entitled to our attention. They're entitled to our attention. They're entitled to our time. They're entitled to our money. And you can see the downright hypocrisy there. It's absolute hypocrisy. It's absolute sad hypocrisy. This is how women think. This is how women think. They think that they are entitled to you. They think they're entitled to your time. They think they're entitled to your money. They think you're entitled to your resources. You're an ATM. You're not allowed to have options. You're not allowed to have feelings. You're basically only there to entertain them and provide for them, to give them what they want. And I shake my head. I just shake my damn head. Because I think the whole damn thing is pathetic. I'm being so genuine when I say that I think the whole thing is pathetic. I think the way that they treat us is pathetic. I think it's sad. I think it needs to stop. But the real thing is like, is it actually going to stop? Are they actually going to change? The simple answer is no. They are never going to change because of entitlement, because they have been conditioned to push away accountability.
Kind of weird, but black guys that do that is just, it's like, bitch, and he's dark skinned. I look like your mom, like.
Her reaction really shows you that this woman is clearly upset about what happened at that singles event. I mean, maybe he just doesn't like pudgy women. You don't know that. Maybe his preference are just non-black women, white women, or any other woman who has a different type of skin color than him. I mean, I like black men. I got my black man, you know what I mean? I always wanted to only have a black American man. But just like she said, it's a preference thing. But still, this is how women handle rejection. They cannot stand it, so they feel as though they need to get online and make a video about it. Not only that, they also need to call the man names. And as I'm watching this clip, the only person that I can think of is the great Kevin Samuels. What would he have said in this situation? And this is not me saying it. This is just me repeating what Kevin Samuels would have said. Does the sentence even make sense? But you know what I mean. He probably would have asked her, when was the last time you weighed yourself? How tall are you? And what's your dress size? And if she would have continued to speak a certain way about that dark-skinned man that did not want to talk to her, instead of that, Samuels probably would have said that she was probably more fit, she was probably more feminine, and maybe she was even more friendly. I don't know how the conversation between these two went. From what she's telling us, it went cool until she was noticing that he rather wanted to talk to somebody else. But looking at...
You know what's interesting, guys? I'll tell you what's really interesting. I'll tell you what's interesting. You know, when men have to work on themselves. So, for example, if women are rejecting them, if other men give each other feedback, they're like, bro, you need to get in shape. If men are hanging out with a friend who's really fat, really overweight, not taking care of himself, is a brokey, other men are going to say, listen, dude, you need to get your money up. You need to get in shape. All right. This is how men operate. They're going to say, dude, you're out of shape. You're not doing well. You need to hit the gym. You need to work on your finances before you start looking for a relationship with a woman. All right. A woman, on the other hand, she's totally broke. She's now in her 40s. She's broke. She's struggling. And her friends are telling her that she's a 10. I'm a 10. You're a 10. We're all 10s. And we're entitled to a man's attention, time, and his money. Instead of working on herself, hitting the gym, getting in shape, trying to be, and don't get me wrong, she's already past her prime. But, at least try to work with what you have. Try, even though femininity is something that it's a trait that you either have it or you don't have it. You can still work on yourself and at least try to fake it until you make it. But they're not even going to do that because they're so entitled. They feel like everything is owed to them, that she's just basically going to go out the way that she is and say that men have to love me for who I am, love me for how I am. That's their mentality. Love me for who I am, love me for who I am, love me for how I am. Like, bro, sis, are you really serious? Are you really on that cuckoo train? And so I did point it out. You're right. Not fit, not feminine, not friendly. And yet you believe that you see a man and you should be able to command that man and get whatever you want. It's, guys, modern women is basically, it's the perfect analogy is up a creek without a paddle. Because most men are no longer speaking to most women. Most men are no longer approaching. And and she's like, oh, I don't remember his name. Really? You don't remember his name? His name wasn't on his name tag. Okay. But you don't remember his name. No, you're hurt, and you don't want to admit to it. And guys, you know what the saddest thing is? That this is the same type of woman who will get rejected over and over and over by men, avoided by men, and then she'll go on social media and start telling younger women that they should get exactly what they want, and start spouting all kinds of nonsense and saying how amazing her life is and how well she's doing. Bro, you can barely eat, can't afford meals. You have to put groceries back on the shelf. You go to the supermarket. You have to put things back because you don't have money like that. All right. Don't know how you're going to pay this rent. Facing eviction. Like, that's what's really happening with a lot of them right now. And they are so arrogant that they will not admit to it. And they will go around telling young women to do exactly what they did, because misery loves company. Never forget that. I think it's such a joke. I think it's such a pathetic joke what we are seeing in Western society today, right now, the way that these ladies are behaving.
This whole situation scenario from Kevin Samuels' perspective, he would have been like, sweetheart, you should have not been at that single event. You should have been at the gym. And after you have lost a couple of pounds, you could have went to the singles event. I mean, am I right? Am I wrong? This is, like I said, not what I'm saying. This is just what Kevin Samuels would have said. May he rest in heaven. But yeah, but at the end of the day, what does his mom have to do with this? I see so many women online complaining about certain things, and then they always have to bring somebody's mother. And there's one thing that I would always notice is that some women would say black men hate their mothers, which is the reason why they are dating somebody else that's not looked like him. Does it even make any sense? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. So let this be a lesson learned to this young lady next time she's thinking about rejecting somebody.
They say the reason why they say that is because what they're trying to say, they don't even say, they're supposed to worship their mothers. In other words, they're trying to say that black men are supposed to worship black women. Guys, you know what ends up happening when you start worshiping a human being, all right? Like they are God, because women want to be worshipped like gods. God does not play with false idols. I've said it plenty of times. God will allow them to reach the highest peak, so that God will allow them to climb the highest mountain and and reach the highest peak, so they can fall from there. Okay, they can fall from there. God will let them reach the highest mountain so that they can fall from the highest peak. Because we could see, guys, I talked about the golden V. What women did was they took the V, dipped it in gold, and said, "Worship me, worship me." And now hard times are here. I told you guys, the great humiliation is coming. The great humiliation. Modern women are going to face something like they've never experienced in their entire lives. And one of the things that's going to be very telling is where they're going to think that someone is going to bail them out. They're going to think that the state is going to bail them out. The state is just going to basically string them along indefinitely, basically like, yeah, help is coming if you vote for us, help is coming. Like that's how the state operates. All right, and it's not gonna, guys, right now, especially what we're seeing with inflation, it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better before it gets worse. It's going to keep getting worse. Okay, it's going to be a downhill spiral for the next 50 years. There is no hope right now. Yes, there is hope in Jesus Christ, but you have to be smart. You have to learn how to walk away. There's no hope for the West. I'm telling y'all right now. They'll dangle these carrots and everything. You basically need to get your stuff together, have crypto, and be ready to leave and go somewhere where you can find some peace. Stack your paper, stack your bread as much as you can. Put some aside. Don't leave it all in the bank, because those bank accounts are going to be taken away very soon. Okay? Have your passport ready. Always have your passport ready. A better tip, get yourself I have it. I have expedited traveler. What do you call it? Basically, I can go and get in and out of the country very, very quickly. So yeah, so I've already went through the process. So I'm able to go and come into the country very quickly. Everyone needs to go into pre-screening, all of that stuff. Everyone needs to go in. If you can do it, go and do it. Telling y'all right now. Telling y'all, go and do it right now. Some of y'all like, I'll never leave the US. Okay, so then you're screwed, man. You're screwed. I don't care, and I don't care even a little bit about you. Okay, I don't want to hear anything from you. I don't want to hear about your suffering. I don't care about you at all. If you don't want to listen, live your best life, bro. Go live your best blue pill life. Never complain. Never complain. I have no empathy for you at all. I don't even want you watching my videos. These videos are for people who actually want to survive. These videos are for people who are going to be adults and take precautions and be ready for the hard times that are coming. Okay? If you want to be a joker, go be a joker somewhere else, but someone else's time. Because there are so many people who are listening to my videos just for entertainment because they're bored. They're literally just listening because they're bored. They're like, ah, ha, ha, angry is funny, but I'm just going to sit here on my butt and do literally nothing. And then when everything goes to hell, I'm going to cry and blame everyone else. Absolutely pathetic.
I hope she will remember how it actually felt being rejected herself, because women, they don't care about how many times or how they are rejecting a man. I feel as though that this man was still kind of polite about it. Like I said, he could have reacted in a whole completely different way. Let me know what you think about this, guys. Do you think that she has the right to get online and be as upset as she was? Or should she just, tell her side of the story and just not call the man any names? That's just my humble opinion, and I would love to know yours. So let me know down below in the comment section. Other than that, I hope you had a great start into your new week. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you share with your friends and family, and do not...
Soraya is so cool. She is absolutely cool. I don't know, guys. I'm telling you, modern women, they're not coming back from it. They're not coming back from it. They are so aggressive. They talk over you. They are, I will tell you, I remember, because I've like, in passing, I've spoken to Soraya, but I did have her on the channel, like, I don't know if that was a year or two ago. And my impression of speaking to Soraya is just insane. Like, the way that she would speak to me, she would not speak over me. Like, it's crazy. Like, just us talking privately. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that is a woman who knows how to be agreeable. That is a woman who knows how to speak to a man. And that's something that most men will never experience. Okay? Dealing with women in Western society, they will not experience it. And also, let me make it clear, it's a personality type. Don't think that just because you're going to go to another country, you're going to find a woman who's just naturally submissive or agreeable. It doesn't work like that. Okay? You have to do your research. You have to screen these people, and don't just jump into relationships or commit. You have to be practical and reasonable yourself, because people are just out there looking to take advantage of you. All right? But yeah, I will say Soraya is definitely, I would say I'd give her an A. I'd give her an A. Just in the way that she carries herself, I would give her an A. But most women today, nah. No. Be very, very careful, bro. Because where things are heading for most women is going to be extraordinary poverty, destitution, and hardship. And even in their hard times and their poor situations, they are going to hold on to they're going to hold on to their delusion, and they're just going to direct it as resentment towards men instead of regret. The only thing that they'll actually regret is I don't even know. I don't even know. It'll just be straight resentment towards us. That's it. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.